to the Fortress Comic News, episode 72. My name is Chris.
My name is Mike.
And we're the co-hosts. I did it again.
We're the co-hosts? Yeah. We're the hosts, the hostess with the mostest, because I don't know what. We're gonna get it down. We honestly, I mean, it shows we don't practice the intro. We gotta work on an intro that flows. Because it kind of just like, you always hit that roadblock. All right, we're the hosts. And Here we go. Okay. But it's like, what do we do? But we got to find some filler.
We'll get it by episode 100. It'll be fine.
I don't know if we have to, give our age and our heights or something. I don't know. Some type of useless info to fill that gap.
So, Mike, I went to a con this weekend.
Wow, you did. Wow, you don't say. Chris went to a con without me. And it just happened to be I'm booked until July. But the show must go on. And Chris did a fantastic job. He went to Nickel City Con in Buffalo. You want to talk about that, Chris? You want to talk about your experience?
Yeah, it's probably the best con they do in New York. Although, Albany was their first year, so we'll see how they do. But I love going to Nickel City. It's like my first year going with press passes. And it was just a ton of fun. They get like really cool guests. Like we got to talk with Peter Tomasi and Frank Cho and Chris Burnham, Ron Marz, who I was so nervous to talk to that I fucked up his what he does for a living. Yeah. But he was really cool and he just went on with it. And he's even like gave me contact info he's like, I want to be on the show and let's do something.
Ron Marz did Aliens and Batman, right?
Ron Marz has done everything.
Yeah. But but more importantly, he did the crossover between where Batman's fighting aliens.
Yes.
Like the alien.
And I think his big claim to fame is he killed Hal Jordan and turned him into the Spectre. Yeah,
turned him into the Spectre, went on a killing rampage, then everybody's new favorite, Kyle Rayner, shows up. Yeah, the guy's a legend, for sure.
So, it's really cool. It's like, most of the cons we go to, this one's actually a 2-floor con, because they do a second floor. And it's one of the reasons I really wanted you to come, too, is because the second floor is it's all horror.
Oh,
it's all about horror movies and horror comics and so on and so forth. So I stay away from that because that's not my gig. But if you were there, we would have gone around.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But they did a cool thing for kids. A lot of, like, the local library was there giving away books and comics and cool little things. But then, like cool. I said, upstairs, tons of people, cool guests. The big guest for them, like any con, wrestling people, it's Hulk Hogan. So Hulk Hogan's there.
Yeah.
And I don't think I put the pictures out there on Instagram or anything, but we also took my girlfriend and her son, and we got pictures. And you'll see in one of the pictures that there's a Groot in the background, and they put a mustache on him and like basically Hulk Hoganized him.
Oh man!
And then someone else came as Chewbacca, and they did the NWO Hulk Hogan. And it was fantastic. They were walking around the whole day. And great cosplay, cool people there. Met some cool people, got some cool contacts. It was a fun time. If you're in the Buffalo area or anywhere in New York, that's the con to look forward to every year.
I don't know if you can hear that. Can you hear that dog barking?
I can.
I think he supports Nickel City Con too. I think he wants his voice to be heard. It's a problem with summertime. There's just animals outside making tons of noise. For the realistic effect, we're just gonna leave it in, I think.
Oh yeah.
But that's cool. You didn't get to meet Hulk Hogan? You didn't like have him rip his shirt off or anything?
No, I did. I made an attempt over at the celebrity area once. And then we walked by it a few times. It was so packed. And they really that was the reason I went over there. Was I was going to see if Jay Muse wanted to talk. And they have it set up where you have to go through a line to pay for the privilege to go through a line and talk to these people.
Wow.
And when I say that, you're paying for, the signature, the autograph, or the picture, or whatever. So it really just didn't seem worth it.
Yeah,
to be honest, but it was fine. Like I said, there was a few celebrity guests I would like to talk to, but at the end of the day, I want to talk to comic people.
There's some cool interviews that we're gonna cut to in the middle of the show. We don't have an interview today, but that's awesome, dude. The Tomasi and everything like that. You got some cool guests, Chris Burnham. So I had a weekend of just filled with video games, just the way I like it. I haven't seen Deadpool 2 yet. Are you gonna go see Deadpool 2? Came out this weekend.
No.
I know you have no interest. I might just wait till next weekend. My family's here, so I might go see it with them.
I have a curiosity, but
okay.
At the same time, I'm just like, I know I'm gonna go there and hate it.
I finished Ninja Batman last night. That's what I watched. Which it was out of control.
Yeah.
Just when I thought it couldn't get any more Japanese, they started building like giant mechazords. Each villain has their own giant like Gundam giant robot, and then of course they all assemble together to make one super robot. Then the part shows up where like Robin brings like that monkey army that turns into a giant. All the monkeys assemble together to turn into a giant monkey. I was like, this cannot get any more Japanese.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, but I loved it.
It was like all caps ninja Batman. It was like more ninja than it was Batman, but it was really good. So did you watch Flash this week?
I did.
And in between all the drama and the emotional stuff, it's pretty good. Of course, the big thing for this episode was they destroyed the satellites, right? Or they thought they did. And like I said last week, you think Flash would learn. Every time they do something, oh wait, the thinker is one step ahead of you. He somehow sneaks into the Flash headquarters, and he gets to Gideon, and he starts the what do they call it? The really cheesy name, the Enlightenment.
Yeah.
He ignites that, and so everybody's gonna forget everything. Maybe we'll just get a reboot. I didn't think about this. What if they just reboot like season 1 again? It's just all over. They could really use this opportunity. It's the end of the season. He's wiping everybody's brains. This could be like a hard reset, almost like Rebirth.
I'm super curious about that because you got one episode left, and shit hit the fan. Yeah. So like, what are they gonna do?
Yep. And I definitely think that speedster that they're showing around is definitely Cecile's daughter for sure. The one that showed up at the house.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's why she's like saying something about kids, and she like showed up at the house. Yeah, it was definitely. It's got to be her daughter from like the future. So we're getting to time travel again, and she's a speedster somehow. I don't know. Apparently, just hanging out next to Barry Allen, your DNA gets
what happens, man.
Unless it's not Joe West, baby. How did I not think about this?
Barry got in there.
Oh, it's Barry. Oh man, Joe's gonna be pissed.
Oh man, Joe becomes the Reverse Flash. It'd be fantastic.
Oh my god, that's the next season. Joe becomes the villain because Barry has sex with Lucille. That's his kid. Oh wow. Or even better? What if it's like Jay Garrick? Jay Garrick snuck over to Earth 1 for some frisky time.
I wish I
you
knew
cheated
more.
on me with someone on another planet or another parallel universe.
I wish I knew more like Jay Garrick villains, because then we could just like try to figure out who it was.
Yeah,
like they've been teasing that Joe was actually this villain the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it'd be so good.
Well, if that's not the next season, it should be. That's what I'm saying. They still got time to write it in.
Yeah, Berlantes, you listening?
Yeah, listen up. Anyways, but yeah, one more episode. I'm excited to see where it goes. Westworld, episode 3 or 4, I can't remember. Whatever the latest episode number is dude. There's so much going on in every episode. Every episode's like a movie, but we got a little more glimpse into like what happened when the man in black like purchases the park and all this stuff. He's been trying to replicate his father-in-law. Like they took his mind and uploaded it to one of the hosts or the robots, and he keeps going and doing these tests to see how long his mind can stay before it like starts to like malfunction, because there's something that goes wrong with the cognitive part of the brain where he tries to like remember conversations from like they've had in the past, and the robot starts to like short circuit or some shit like that. So it's weird. So they're not only just making robots for the park, but they're like trying to upload consciousness of like people who have died into these robots, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of people that are fighting to get to the edge of the park, whatever that means. That's like the goal that they're trying to get to. And a really big development of the last episode is the man in black actually, like, you find out he had a wife and a kid, and he'd just been in the park the whole time. Well, he actually shows some emotion in part of the episode, and then at the end of the episode, he meets up with his daughter, who's been in the park as well. And like, it was a character that you're like, it's just like the man in black. Like, she loves being in the park. She doesn't give a shit about anyone or anything. Kills people. Really good at killing people. And then like they meet up, and she's like, "Oh, hey, Dad." And I'm like, "Oh man, how did I not see this coming?" It was one of those moments. It was like, how? Yeah, it was like, it makes so much sense, but they like, you didn't see it coming at all. It was great. Yeah. So that's Westworld, and you know, I've been hearing bad things about Arrow. I've heard Arrow's been really bad. I just haven't watched it. I might wait till it hits Netflix.
That's where I'm at with Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow, because I fell off because I just ran out of time to do stuff, and then my DVR, or not my DVR, but my on demand works where it only saves like 4 episodes or something.
Wow.
And I've personally, I just finished watching season 3 of Rick and Morty because it finally came out.
Oh, you did? Yeah, you liked it?
It was really good.
Yep.
I agree with you. It's not as good as the first 2 seasons, but it's still really good, and I still laughed.
It's still Rick and Morty, and it's all the same humor and stuff. It's good. And
I really like the episode where like the Avengers episode where he gets so drunk that he creates a trap for himself, and they think it's gonna be Morty, and it ends up being like the janitor or whatever.
That's the episode that goes back like to the season 1, episode 1 of Rick and Morty, where he gets too drunk and creates a bomb. That's how the show starts off. Like,
yeah,
and that's how that happens. That he gets blackout drunk and creates a neutrino bomb.
And then
but the Avengers parody was great.
And then Flash, where I talked about, and the only thing I've been watching, and nobody wants to hear me talk about it here, but the new season of Roseanne.
What?
I've been digging on that. Yeah.
There's a new season of Roseanne.
There is. Anyone doesn't know, I absolutely love old sitcoms. I don't know what it is. It just, there's something about them. Any of them. Roseanne, Home Improvement, Seinfeld. Like, I love that Seinfeld. Stuff.
Yeah.
So when they announced the new season of Roseanne, I was just like, I'm all about it. And yeah.
Chris, you got so excited by hearing that. Like, I don't think I've talked to anyone that's come up to me and said, "Dude, Roseanne's back on the air."
Dude, it was funny because I brought it up to our local comic shop owner.
Yeah.
And obviously he's a little older, so he was probably like, he was alive when that show was airing, whereas I watched it reruns as a kid.
Yeah.
And like, we just started nerding out about like old Roseanne.
Oh my God.
Pretty fantastic. But yeah, that's basically all I've been watching and just trying to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I just between like being busy and trying to play through Diablo 3 campaign now and stuff, it's a lot of time consuming.
Yeah, and now that DC wants to give me its own streaming service.
Yeah.
Speaking of DC streaming service.
Wow, hey, look at that segue. We're getting a Doom Patrol show that's going to be spinning out of the Titans show on DC Universe. So not only we haven't seen Titans yet, but we've already got a spin-off from Titans.
Yeah. So I don't know how that's going to work, because apparently like they're showing up and then it's going to be like a Flash thing where he showed up in Arrow and now he's got his own show.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We'll see, because right now what we're seeing out of Titans isn't looking so great. So I don't know how excited I'm going to get about a spin-off of a show I'm not all that excited about.
Yeah, first off, I don't really agree with the whole new Doom Patrol they're doing with Gerard Way. I guess it's really popular with people. The classic Doom Patrol, like Grant Morrison style, was where really got popular. But
we don't normally, or at least I try not to talk about stuff that we want to, or not that we want to shit on, but that we would shit on the show.
Yeah.
But like they just announced that whole brand is going away soon, so I don't know how good it's really doing.
Yeah.
That could just be it's done, they did their story and they're out, or it could be your sales fucking suck and get out of here. Like, we don't know.
Nobody wants to read Doom Patrol. I don't think they didn't want to read Doom Patrol. I mean, back when Grant Morrison was writing it, it's just not. I don't know, it's one of those team ups that just I feel like people don't find value in that. I mean, there's so many other options like Suicide Squad and stuff. I don't know that are more popular. But I'm not saying that I don't like Doom Patrol. I love Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol. So. I have the omnibus, so if you ever want to read it sometime, you could borrow that thing. It weighs about 85 pounds. You can carry it around.
Bitch, I got the original issues.
Yeah, you have them?
Yeah, I have the whole run.
Oh, man. Yeah, after I finish the Invincible collection, I'm going to work on Doom Patrol. There's so much other stuff.
It's not that hard of a run to get. I do.
Because all the issues are like 25 cents.
I think I got the entire run for under $30.
Yeah,
it's just because nobody wants it.
It's like occupying space in people's collections.
I remember when I saw it at the comic shop and I was like, "Oh man, Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol!" I was all excited and I grabbed it, and he was just like, he literally just got it out of a collection, and he's just like, "Really want it?" So, well, it depends how much. He told me 30, and I was like, "In a second, I'll take it." And he goes, "Thank God, it doesn't have to sit on my shelf forever." I was like, whatever, at least someone got it. I liked it.
It's like 80 issues, isn't it? The whole run? I mean, Grant Morrison's run was like, I don't know, 20 to something.
The whole run, yeah, but I have up right before. Okay, when this purchase I'm talking about had everything up until Codpiece.
Oh, okay.
So literally after that, when we found out about Codpiece, I ended up going out and buying more of them. I think I have up to 50 or something.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay, well, we got some movie news before we get into the con interviews. Disney's talking about that their next Star Wars spinoff movie is going to be Lando, which is, I mean, are they still doing the Obi-Wan movie, Ben Kenobi?
Yeah, those kind of came out side by side, because I don't think Obi-Wan's been officially announced. I don't think they really said what they're doing after Han. Like,
Ewan McGregor is still there, like, "Hey guys, I'm here," and nobody's like listening to him.
But they've showed interest in it. I'm not 100% sure what's going on there, but they said like if you saw that a lot of the initial reviews coming out, or I should say initial thoughts, they weren't really reviews, were fairly positive.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them said like it starts slow, but once it gets into it, it's a really good movie.
We're talking about Solo?
Yeah, and that Donald Glover was the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
So I think Disney's looking at that and saying, "Why don't we just give him his own movie then?"
Yeah.
And I don't know. I want to see Solo before I make a decision on that, but I mean, I'd be down for a Lando movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to watch it, but the initial reviews are definitely not as. I think they're probably, out of all the new Star Wars movie, they might be the lowest reviews so far, I think.
Yeah, because a lot of them are like, it's good, whereas like I remember Force Awakens, it was just like this is fucking amazing. Star Wars is back, blah, blah, blah.
Uh-huh.
Rogue One, I can't believe that a Star Wars movie could be something other than what we've known.
Uh-huh.
And then a lot of reviewers liked Last Jedi, actually. It's really the fans that are half and half. So I remember that was just like, this is the best movie since Empire.
But there's so many Star Wars movies you're going to love and you're going to hate some of them. I mean, regardless, I mean, look at the DC movies. I enjoyed a lot of them, and the reviews are garbage. So, I mean, it's going to make $1 billion in a week, no matter what the reviews are.
Well, it's already, we talked about it weeks ago. It's already outdid Black Panther's initial sales.
And so Avengers just beat Avengers beat Jurassic World for the top box office sales.
Yeah. So I mean, like these movies make money. I mean, no matter what you say. But we'll see. I mean, it's this weekend. I'm going. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to sneak away.
Yeah, I think Lando looks really good in it. So I could see why Disney could just be like, yeah, we'll just make him a movie. It's not going to cost us anything, whatever.
I'm sure he signed on for like a 3-movie deal too.
Yeah. All right, so let's cut to the interviews from Nickel City Comic Con. We'll see you guys on the other side.
So everybody, I'm here with Chris Burnham, artist for Batman Incorporated, and of course the Nameless from Image Comics. How you doing today?
Yeah, pretty great, thanks.
So you've gotten to work with one of mine and my co-host's favorite writers, Grant Morrison. How is it working for him in real life?
I work with him, not for him, but it is awesome.
Did I say for him? You sure did. I think we all work for Grant Morrison. So tell us, I didn't check out Nameless. What is the Nameless about?
Nameless is a crazy sci-fi horror series. It's super weird, super gross. It's kind of an urban chaos magician gets hired by a team of billionaires to go up to outer space to help deflect an asteroid that's gonna destroy the Earth. And it's kind of filled with demons, and it's very disturbing, utterly disgusting. Lots of vivisections and horrible nightmares and stuff. It's great.
Sounds very Grant Morrison.
Yeah. Okay.
So you said that you have a project coming up, but it's a secret project, so we can't talk about it. But if people wanted to find out about that project when it happens, where can they follow you?
I'm on Twitter. I'm the Burnham on Twitter, and I basically don't do Facebook or Instagram or anything, so Twitter's basically the place to find me.
Okay, Twitter's always a great place. So thanks for taking time to talk to us.
Hey, thank you.
And have a great con. Thanks. Hello, everybody. I'm here with Kevin Delgado, and we're going to talk about the book Volantis that he created. So how's the con going today?
It's going good. It's a great show. I mean, turnout's great, so I can't complain, everything's good.
So you just gave me the pitch in the book off camera. Yeah. Let's hear the pitch on camera.
Okay. Volantis takes place in a dystopian future, roughly 100 years from now, after a cataclysmic event wipes out the majority of life on the planet. And it's a family drama. The matriarch of the family has grown corrupt with power over a 100-year reign, and her great-grandson wants to take back power and give it back to the people.
Sounds awesome, man. So you've got 3 issues out right now?
Yep, 3 issues out now, and 4 should be coming out this summer. I'm thinking of like a July release.
Okay. So where can people find the book if they're interested?
Volantis is on sale at Queen City Bookstore, Gutter Pop Comics in South Buffalo, and Gutter Pop on Elmwood, and Empire Comics in South Buffalo. And I have a website too. It's kevindelgado.co.
Awesome, man. Well, I hope you have a great show. The book looks cool. You got some great prints here, so everybody check him out at his website. And yeah, thanks, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, everybody. I'm here with Frank Cho. How's it going today?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Having a good con?
Having a fantastic show.
So we know you from all types of different stuff, including Wolverine, Harley Quinn, and other creator-owned stuff. You said you had a book coming out right now. Is there anything you can tell us about that? I know it hasn't been announced quite yet.
It hasn't been announced yet. I'm going to announce it once it's done.
Okay.
Learn my lesson.
And where can people go to hear that announcement?
Probably going to launch it as a Kickstarter. So we're kind of toying with that idea right now. So I'm about a third way done right now.
So that comment about learning your lesson, is that the Guns and Dinos lesson?
Guns and Dino and Skyborn lesson, yeah.
That was going to be my next question, because that's a book I was really looking forward to. So you got a bunch of great stuff here. Is there anything else coming out right now that you're involved with, whether it be covers, interiors, anything on that people can purchase today?
I'm actually working on the Batman 50 variant cover right now in the hotel room. So I've been
Fantastic.
drawing that all last night. I have basically at this point I'm a cover guy for a lot of the books right now. I guess the big project that will come out soon in the next 3-4 months is ballpoint pen art book, which will collect all my ballpoint pen art.
That sounds fantastic. Well, thanks for taking a second to talk to us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And you have a great con.
Thank you.
I'm here with Jamie, Stephanie, and Joe from Kickin' Ice. How you guys doing today?
Awesome.
Doing great.
Yeah.
Good show. So you got a really cool book here, something very unique and about a subject I had no idea existed until right now. So why don't you go ahead and pitch it to my viewers?
Sure. So Kicking Ice is a story about two girls learning to play hockey inspired by their heroes in the National Women's Hockey League. So we were kind of partnering with the National Women's Hockey League to tell a little bit about their story through the eyes of the girls that they're inspiring, kind of the next generation of female athletes, which is awesome because when I grew up playing hockey, the Olympic team didn't even exist yet, so I didn't know women did play hockey. So actually watching little girls grow up with these role models has been such an inspiration to the project and obviously to these little girls that we are kind of honoring in the comic itself and honoring these players that are some of the first to kind of take these steps for these female athletes. And Jamie here is drawing the interior.
Yeah.
Joe did some awesome, she's a local Buffalo artist, so she did our Buffalo tribute covers that we have here with us today.
And you said a lot of the proceeds are going towards the National Women's Hockey League?
Yes. We are actually donating most of what we make to the NWHL. They do a lot of community outreach, so we're trying to help kind of foster those programs that they have for their athletes.
And so you drew the book.
Yes.
The book has a very cartoony style to it. I mean, how was drawing the book for you?
Well, I didn't know a lot about hockey when I started the book, and then now I can draw hockey helmets in my sleep very, very easily. The learning process, and what's great about the book is these girls are learning hockey, and I was able to learn hockey with them. So there are certain things. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of hockey. There's a lot of motion and a lot of movement in the book, and the cartoony style I think helps illustrate the action moments.
Yeah, it looks like the art in it is really great. So I'm gonna swing over to you real quick. So you did the cover for it for the local Buffalo team. Do you have it here with you today?
Yes. So we have our covers here. And you can see we've got, from the 1920s, there was actually a group of women who used to play shinny outdoors in the winter in their bathing suits. So we got that mentioned there on the cover there. It's kind of a little bit of history. Buffalo City Seal, some Art Deco inspiration. Yeah, so a little bit of a tribute to the Buffalo Buttes, a little local Buffalo history as well.
Is this an actual team that plays in the WNHL, or is this... It is, okay. So everybody, where can my viewers find the book when it becomes official?
You can pre-order it at kickingice.com. We have hardcover, softcover, digital, and also like way too much swag, like hockey pucks, hockey jerseys. We went a little crazy, but it's all fun stuff. So kickingice.com.
Kickingice.com, and there's a bunch of great covers, including my favorite by Amanda Connor.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
Cool. Nice meeting you. Thank you very much.
Appreciate the time.
Thanks so much.
Hey everybody, I'm here with Ron Marz, legendary comic book artist. How you doing today, Ron?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. So, I mean, we could go on forever about all the stuff you worked on. You have an amazing career. But since I'm here with you right now, let's talk about the new book. You have Beast of the Black Hand. So give everyone the pitch.
It's a diesel punk post-World War I adventure that's sort of a mix of espionage and horror. Starts off with the assassination of Rasputin by a British MI6 agent named Oswald Rayner. Yeah, his name was actually Oswald Rayner. Second time I've written a Rayner in my career. So all of this is based on real people. Oswald Rayner was an actual British secret agent at the time who is reported to be the guy who actually killed Rasputin. So in our story, we take that as our leaping off point, and the rest of it is kind of diesel punk, steampunk, monsters summoned from elder chaos to threaten post-World War I Europe.
Sounds awesome. So over your whole career, you've worked on everything. And so who was your favorite character to do?
It's like trying to pick between your kids, which one you like best. A lot of the gigs ended up being favorites because of the artist I was working with, or the character. It has to be the right mix of creative casting on a book to really make it click. I've been lucky enough to work with a huge range of amazing artists. Any story that I write is only as good as the guy drawing it or the woman drawing it. I love doing Green Lantern. I love doing Silver Surfer. The times that I've gotten to write Tarzan, I've loved that. I love doing Witchblade. I guess you can tell which ones I like the most because those are where my longest runs are.
So everybody can find most of your books in their local comic book store or any digital storefront. But if they want to follow you to keep up with what's next and that you're working on, where can they find you?
Best spot is Twitter. I'm usually on there every day when I'm chained to my desk writing. Twitter provides a necessary distraction, and it's just at Ron Marz.
All right. Thanks for sitting down with us. I really appreciate it.
No problem, man.
Hey, everybody. I'm here with Dan, author of Monsters in Manhattan. How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I was just flipping through the book. You're giving me the pitch. It looks awesome. Why don't you give my viewers the pitch?
Okay, Monsters in Manhattan is about a boy who lives in New York City. And everywhere he goes to all the famous landmarks and tourist attractions, he finds there's different monsters that live at each one. The Statue of Liberty has a mummy. There's zombies on the bus. What's the one thing zombies think about?
Brains.
That's what these zombies think about. There's vampires in the pizza place. There's ghosts in the elevator. There's a gargoyle that climbed to the top of the Empire State Building to get a good view of the city. But then he realized he had a fear of heights, so he can never come back down.
That sounds fantastic. The art is great. It looks really cool, and you've had a bunch of kids come here interested in it. So where can people find the book if they're interested?
It's really easy to remember, monstersinmanhattan.com. If you go there, you can get the books. But you can also see what's even cooler, a map of all of New York City with locations on where all the monsters are and their biographies and fun facts about the city.
And you said there's 2 volumes out, but you're doing more. Is that correct?
There's actually, these are part 1 and part 2, and parts 3 and parts 4 come out in the fall and then in the spring.
That's awesome, man. Hey, thanks for taking time to talk to us, and have a great con.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody, I'm here at Nickel City Comic Con. I'm here with an old guest of the show and friend, Nigel Carrington. How's it going today, Nigel?
Hey, I'm doing good. How you guys doing out there? I'm great. What's up, Chris?
So you got a new book out. It's you just told me the name of it, and I already forgot it.
Nancy.
Nancy.
Yeah. It's basically African, West African folklore, right? Kind of like how Black Panther is based in West Africa. This character is also from West Africa, too. So, yeah. And it's a West Indian book, too, as well. So, in the book, you will get, like, a breakdown of what we speak patois, kind of like what Jamaicans and stuff speak, right? You get, like, a definition table. So, the book is in a little bit of a different language, if you want to say so. And, yeah, you guys will like it. Definitely a good book. And it's also about mental health awareness and stuff like that. So it's chock full of different stuff in this new project I'm working on.
Cool. And you're writing and drawing it?
Yeah, I'm writing it with the help of like other writers too as well. Right. I had a couple writers from Trinidad that helped me, put it together too. And, I had my old friend Joe Janowitz that helped me with Black Man, White Man, put it together too as well. So, yeah.
That's awesome, man. Glad to hear everything's going great. Yeah. So thanks for talking with us. And
anytime, Chris. Yeah.
Always.
All right.
Hello, everybody. I'm here with Peter Tomasi, writer for DC Comics. He's done Superman, Super Sons, Batman and Robin. The list goes on. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So how's the con going for you?
It's going great. Just started out today. Friday was the first day, but now, obviously Saturdays are when everybody starts coming in. So far, so good.
Awesome. So you just got done doing Action Comics 1000. How was that?
Oh, it was a blast. It was an honor to work on something so historical and, meaningful. So I'm really happy to have had a chance to work on it.
So one thing I've always been curious about, you started off as an editor for DC. How was the switch from editing to writing for you? Was it a natural switch, or how did that go?
Yeah, it was pretty much a natural switch. I was a writer. I've been writing long before I was an editor, so my own stuff and screenplays and things like that. So editing was just sort of another gear you learn, and you put stories together and hire staff to make the comics come to life. And so you're sort of in a story gear anyway when you're working with a writer that you're hiring at that point. So it was an easy transition for me to just eventually be able to go on the other side of the desk and then tell all these great stories with these great characters.
That's awesome. I've always said that you're one of the most underrated writers at DC right now. I've been following you for a while. I love the Batman run. The Super Sons run's been a lot of fun. So I know you said you couldn't talk about what's next, but everybody, do you know when stuff's getting announced? Or
I think another month it'll be a big month or 2 months. There'll be pretty much everything will be laid out from what I'm doing now. And I've got a new book that just came out from Abrams Publishing called The Bridge. It's about the building of the Brooklyn Bridge. It's really a great epic story. It's a 200-page graphic novel. Got some great reviews. So if anybody's interested in that kind of story about like just the American spirit and the willpower to make something like that come to pass in the 1800s, it's a really wonderful American story.
And where's the best way for everybody to follow you and to see these great announcements that are going to be coming up soon?
Probably Twitter and whatever feeds that I guess DC uses to let that stuff go out. So it kind of varies.
All right. Hey, thanks for taking a second to talk to us. I really appreciate it.
And we're back.
Woohoo! Wow.
Yay, I did it.
Travel. Yeah, he did it. Chris did it on his own again. But we're not going to talk about how well he does without me. So, moving on. Comic news. Tom King teased a huge story for Booster Gold at the center of the DC universe.
What could it be?
Who knows? But I will tell you that. I mean, I'm going to talk about the book later on. But holy crap, I want a Booster Gold series from Tom King so badly.
I have my prediction.
Okay, what do you think?
Remember, it was last week, I think, we talked about a possible book coming called Crisis?
Yeah.
I think Tom King is writing Crisis.
Oh, yeah, that would make... Okay.
Yeah. And then it only makes sense that Booster would be somewhere in the middle of all that.
I think they might make... If they do it right, they can make Booster Gold the most important hero in the DC universe.
Good.
That's what he's always wanted that, right? I mean, when he first became Booster Gold, he wanted to be the most popular, famous hero. Oh man, if Tom King gives him what he wants, holy crap!
I really think that that's what they're doing. That Tom King is the one is going to do the next event, whether it's called Crisis or whatever.
Yeah.
The Booster Gold's at the center of it,
yep.
And when that book is done, he is going to do an ongoing Booster Gold book.
Oh man. I just got so excited.
Y'all heard it here first. That's my prediction.
As a longtime fan who has Booster Gold #1 in my collection that you could buy, probably up until recently, you could buy. Someone would pay you to take that book off their shelf. They're like, "You want Booster Gold #1? Here, you can have it." Man, everybody laughs at me when I talk about Booster Gold being such an incredible hero.
Just remember. So you all have already heard the interviews I had at Nickel City. All three of the big guys that work for DC told me that they have a big book coming up. They can't talk about it, and it'll be announced in a couple months. What is in a couple months, Mike?
Hold on.
San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, I had to check the date. It's July. It'll be July. It'll be San Diego.
San Diego Comic-Con. We're going to get big announcements. I think this is one of them.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, it all makes sense. Yeah, everybody's like, yeah, I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Tried to get Cho to spill the beans.
I tried.
Cho wouldn't spill the beans. I mean, a man dressed like that, he's got to have. He's not. You're not going to break him. He's too professional.
I also tried to get him to let me go to his hotel room, and then security came, and it got real awkward. So I just wanted to see Batman 50 cover, man. That's all.
I know. He said he was drawing the Batman 50 cover in his hotel room. Like, that's pretty funny. Usually, when you go to those cons, all those artists are like sitting there, like working. Almost all of them. So I really hope it's a Booster Gold book. The DC Looney Tune crossovers are happening in August, which are going to be hilarious.
Yeah. So everyone, you ready for the list? I got the list.
Oh yeah, he's got the full list. I thought we talked about it before, but
no, we talked because they're doing Hanna-Barbera DC crossovers.
Oh, so now they're going back to the Looney Tunes.
Yes. So they're all fantastic. They all fit. I'm going to buy all of them. They look amazing.
Okay. So
we've got Catwoman and Tweety and Sylvester.
Oh my god.
And it's written by Gail Simone.
Oh my god.
This one, you're not going to be as excited, but I still think will be fun. It's Harley Quinn and Gossamer.
Next.
Remember Gossamer? See?
Yeah, I don't.
I'm down for that. I know you won't be. This one, okay, this is where it really gets good.
Okay.
The Joker and Daffy Duck.
Oh my god. Despicable!
I'm really excited for this. This is my number one, though. And once you see the cover, it makes it that much better. Lex Luthor and Porky Pig.
Holy shit. Oh my god. If anybody's going to be watching the YouTube channel, I'll describe it for the listeners at home. It's a pig dressed in a suit, a very humanoid pig. Not the normal Porky Piggies. It's very strange. Oh man, I cannot wait to see that interaction though. Oh my god. How is that going to go down?
So the last batch were really good. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat Batman Elmer Fudd, but still, I think you got some good pairs here.
Yeah, the Batman Elmer Fudd by Tom King, nonetheless. So, who's writing the Lex Luthor one?
I didn't.
The Gail Simone Catwoman is like, that's just genius.
Yeah, the Palmiotti and them are doing the Harley Quinn one. It's Mark Russell.
Okay.
Ooh, that name isn't really ringing a bell right now, but I'm sure I know who it is.
Same.
And they all have backup stories, but they don't say what the backup stories are, so we'll see.
Okay. Kelly Thompson and Stefano Caselli are bringing back the West Coast Avengers. What do you think about that? You think it's going to be popular?
All right. Here we go.
What are your thoughts?
There's moments in life where you get the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. This is one of those moments. I saw an announcement that said...
Is this a low or a high?
It is both. Oh. I saw an announcement that said that the West Coast Avengers were coming back. And I was so happy. I literally screamed in joy in my room.
Yeah.
And then I read who was on the team. And all I can tell you is that it's two different Hawkeyes, Kid Omega, someone I've never heard of, and Gwenpool.
Wow. What a heaping trash bin.
So incredibly mad.
Why would you have two Hawkeye? Those are literally all the characters that nobody wants to write right now, is what it is. They have nothing for those characters. Why are there two Hawkeyes?
Listen, because there's two Hawkeyes right now.
Oh god.
Listen,
what is happening?
Kelly Thompson, she's a great writer, and Stefano Ramirez, I think was.
Yeah.
Is a fantastic artist. I'm sure the book will look good. I'm sure Kelly has a great story, but I can't do Gwenpool. I just can't do it. I still give Deadpool a shot whenever I can, but I can't do Gwenpool. And it's just, I was hoping so bad it was going to be Clint Barton Hawkeye running a team that had Squirrel Girl in it and all the other original West Coast Avengers, and it's just so far off. The only thing that resembles the West Coast Avengers is that Clint Barton is on the team.
Oh man, this is a complete reboot of the whole team. Damn. Feels bad. Hey, but Donny Cates is announced a book with Juan Ramirez. That'll take your mind off it. It's Venom. How do you pronounce this?
I was thinking Venom.
I'm thinking it's a reference to like Vietnam, right? And Venom.
Well, did you read Venom #1?
Yeah, so Venom #1 we talked about it. It's like the reboot of the origin for him and stuff. But is this going to be a whole nother book, or is this just what he's calling it?
This is a whole nother book, and it's going to follow that team that we saw.
Oh,
special agents in Vietnam. So it's Venom in Vietnam.
So now Donny Cates is writing 2 Venom books?
Apparently, yes.
And he's writing the Ghost Rider book?
Yes. And what next?
Are we getting worried that he's doing too many books now?
I don't know, because I know Ghost Rider is a 5-issue limited.
So I'm not saying Donny Cates can't pull it off. He's an amazing writer, but I'm going to talk about the Kirkman effect, okay? You have this writer that you love and everybody holds highly as the top tier writer, and then what happens is he gets too many books, and then when you get a lot of books and you're really good at writing, they have you editing stuff and doing other stuff for other people, and then you start to you start to invest a little more time in other stories and books than certain books, and you start to lose quality. I'm just saying. I
get the feeling, because right now it's 4 books.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that Cosmic Ghost Rider's done.
Okay.
He's moved on.
Which is sad. Makes me sad.
Rednecks, he still does.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about that book. Because that also could be like a Southern Bastard situation where it comes out when it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that he was offered the Venom book. He found a way to make it 2 books. And that's his universe that he's sticking with for a while.
Okay.
I hope I'm right there. I might be being optimistic here, but
we just got to get him on the show is what we got to do.
We do.
Yeah.
But I think that's what's going on. I mean, the Venom was awesome, and I never thought I'd say that about a Venom book.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm down for another
For me,
one.
especially, #1, I don't give a shit about Marvel. #2, Venom is probably my elite. I don't even think of him when it comes to Marvel characters. But yeah, that Donny Cates book, it was good. So there's a Spider-Geddon tease.
Yeah, there is.
What do you think? What do you think about Spider-Geddon?
I think Miles is dying. That's what I think.
So they're gonna get rid of Miles, you think?
I think they're really going to
condense the universe.
Yes, condense the universe.
Yep,
and get rid of a lot of these.
With your hands, I'm like, I know what he's trying to say.
What I really think is here. So if we all look back and we remember, there was an announcement for a movie coming out in December. It was a Spider-Man movie called Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, we
all remember this. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a project tease for the fall. I think it's a 5-issue series. I think it's a a Spider-Verse series. And I think that they're going to condense and get rid of all these characters. So Spider-Gwen's going away, and Miles is going away, and all these other characters. But if I am right, I'm going to put money down that all these characters will come together, and they're going to bring back the Ultimate Universe. I got a lot of predictions on this show.
Yeah, I hope someone's keeping tabs or tally of all these things. We'll have to go back and then prove people that he was right the whole time. Yeah, because they got rid of the Ultimate Universe, right? Currently.
Yeah, the Ultimate Universe was brought into the regular Marvel Universe with Secret Wars, so there is no Ultimate Universe.
So it's almost like they're going from like a Crisis on Infinite Earths to Infinite Crisis. They're combining Earths and then splitting the Earths.
Honestly, yeah. And I really think that they're going to put Miles and Gwen, or Spider-Gwen, into this Earth, and they're going to have their own cast of heroes. It might not be the Ultimate Universe, but it's going to be the Ultimate Universe.
They'll call it something else.
Yeah, and it's going to have its own continuity, and we're going to go back to how that was, because if we all remember, they did the Ultimate Universe as a reboot and then realized they could sell the same book twice and we would all buy it. And then they stopped doing the Ultimate Universe, and so I think the answer is, well, it goes away for a few years and then it comes right back.
Yeah.
Because that's how comics work.
Yep.
I could be way off on this. This is all coming from a black image that says Spider-Geddon.
Yeah. Chris doesn't have any insider info. He just... These are the things that went through his head.
I just read too many comics is what it is.
Yeah, you read too. That stuff's rotting your brain, man. All right, so speaking of reading comics, wow, what a great segue. Another great segue by you today.
It's almost like you do this for a living.
Yeah. What did we read this week? Batman number 49, with the next issue being The Wedding. This issue wrapped up the Booster Gold storyline, which I hope, and it sounds like it's not going to be the end of Booster Gold for us. But basically, Bruce Wayne rebuilds Skeets and is like, okay, take me back to the time where you showed up at Wayne Manor and now everybody's dead. We got to go back to then. So he tricks him and he takes him back. But he takes him back to the night his parents died, like when he was a kid. So they're like standing on a roof, and young Bruce Wayne is walking down the alleyway, and that now there's two Booster Golds because he just teleports himself back in time to stop himself from saving Bruce's parents. It gets really time paradoxy. So now there's two Booster Golds, one older Bruce Wayne and a younger Bruce Wayne walking in the alley with his parents. Well, older Bruce Wayne shoots at one of the Booster Golds and creates a gunshot. So like, the Waynes go, oh, maybe we should go down this alley, take this shortcut. And lo and behold, they die. So are they saying that like Booster Gold is the cause of Bruce Wayne's parents' death? Maybe because like, this whole time travel paradox thing. Who knows? I don't know. I think that's what he's trying to say. But anyways, the issue wraps up with like Booster Gold explaining it all to them because they obviously don't remember if it actually did happen. So he's kind of just like sitting there all depressed, like talking to them about it. And that's kind of how it ends. And the next issue is The Wedding.
Yeah, I got my invite at the shop today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go on a rant here. Bruce, why the fuck would you have a wedding on July 4th?
Yeah.
What the hell? No,
who does that?
But yeah, I got a nice wedding in my comics this week. It was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at him take a sip. There it is.
That's my caffeine before I talk about another book. Kick-Ass number 4 was really cool. There's a lot of science involved in this issue. Basically, she gets the drop on these people they're criminals, but she walks in on this crime lord's pad, and like they have a cop held hostage that they're going to kill. So she obviously has to rescue this cop, but she gets caught. The shit beat out of her, and they're like about to kill both of them. And she's like, she uses her environment to kind of get herself out of the situation. She knows that like, oh, okay, the balloons are filled with hydrogen instead of nitrogen because they wanted to be cheaper with these like birthday party balloons in this shop. And so she like lights those on fire and lights the whole building up and gets out of this. It's very like, Mark Miller superhero-esque. She gets herself out of the situation, but one of I think it was her sister's husband is actually one of the crime lords. She finds out that night, and he gets like hurt in the explosion. So he's in the hospital, and they said he's not going to make it. So like now she's kind of like, oh shit, what do I tell her? Like that her husband's like an evil dude, or yeah. So it's pretty good. It's definitely it's like Kick-Ass is back, kind of, but it's a different take on it. I really enjoy it. I mean, John Romita doing the art, it's just like, just like he was doing back then on the original. So that was really good. I had Gideon Falls number 3. I only got like halfway through it, so I'm not finished reading it yet. But it's kind of, they're doing the interaction of the one guy, the therapist thought he was crazy, saying that he was seeing this barn and had to collect all these garbage pieces about this this black barn that he's having in his visions. And she actually, the last issue, she sees the barn. She gets like a vision of it. So she goes to him to kind of confront him about it and talk about it. Justice League, No Justice, #2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is pretty crazy. There's a lot going on in this book. The teams are basically broken up into four Justice Leagues, and they all have to go to a separate tree on this planet and kind of like revive the trees, I guess, to kind of save the planet. It was really really convoluted plan, I think. Which, I mean, it was cool. I mean, we got to see Martian Manhunter and Starro working together. You got to see all the magical users working together, which was really cool. The part where like Superman and them discover that there's like one of the trees is filled with like pocket universes was nuts.
Yeah.
All while this is happening, they're kind of fighting on this planet. Waller and Green Arrow are looking for the what is it called? The life seed. It's part of Earth. Or something like that.
Something like that.
Which I don't know too much about. I guess it's like, I don't know. It's what the ancient beings are coming after. They want to eat those things or destroy the Earth. I don't know.
All I really got from it was that if it was activated, they were fucked.
Yeah, and it was activated, right?
It was definitely activated, so...
I don't really know much more than that. They said it was activated, it'd be bad, and it was activated, so something that's going to happen on Earth.
And I was kind of laughing at myself because for some reason Cyborg turned his suit red.
Yeah, that was Iron Man.
He's basically just Iron Man now.
Yeah, each Justice League has their own color, kind of, and Cyborg's just happens to be red, which is funny. It's funny because Beast Boy's on the team with all the villains.
Yeah, like that was a really weird team up.
Yeah, so I wonder what Beast Boy has done in his past to get on the team full of shitty people. That's the story I want to hear. What has he done? Yeah, but it's really good. I'm excited to see how these books spin off. This is definitely the prologue to everything. These four issues, so it's kind of setting everything up still.
Yeah, and last issue we got the death of Brainiac, and This issue we meet up with Brainiac 2.0. So
yeah, the new Brainiac. So yeah, the whole issue they're fighting at the center of one of the trees as a prison to free the main prisoner, and it happens to be Brainiac 2.0. So I don't know if this is his whole plan along. He knew Amanda Waller was going to hack him. I don't know. I'm still very confused with all this.
So my basic question for this whole series is where is Darkseid? Because isn't he supposed to be on one of these teams?
Yeah, I know, right? They're definitely going to have to enlist him at some point, I would assume.
Was that all you read?
Yeah, that's what I read this week. I'm still reading through Black Hammer Volume 2, so I'm doing that while I'm reading all these. I think that was it.
All right.
Yeah, Kick-Ass, Batman, Justice League, No Justice, and then I had Gideon Falls.
Okay. Well, I got The Mighty Thor at the Gates of Valhalla, so this is a prelude to the new Thor while being a summary of the old Thor. I don't know what you call that, but... So there's a lot of, stuff about Jane Foster in here. Thor's granddaughters from the far future come back to meet her.
Mm-hmm.
We go through this whole thing, and we get they basically let it loose that at some point the Mighty Thor has something to do with the War of the Realms, which is still yet to happen. So I don't think we've seen the last of the Mighty Thor. And then we get kind of Malekith getting ready for the War of the Realms and setting that all up to prepare us for the next Thor book. It's pretty good, but if you haven't read any Thor, it's a terrible place to start.
You'd be very confused.
Yeah.
I should definitely not read it.
Avengers #2. So here we got the team finally coming together, and a lot of stuff with the Marvel Trinity and these other characters coming to them, and basically just fighting Celestials. A lot of what we're seeing in No Justice is happening here, and but the big fight here is that somehow She-Hulk gets transported somewhere else, and she runs into Ghost Rider, and they end up fighting each other. But at the end of the day, we find out that, surprise, surprise, Loki's behind everything.
Oh, wow. The trickster himself.
And then the other book I was able to get to this week, I tried out the new Challengers book.
Oh, yeah, I saw that came out.
And because Scott Snyder's a part of it. It's part of their New Age of Heroes thing. I've been trying all those out. It's pretty good, but not for me.
Yeah.
So I don't know much about the Challengers, but I mean, apparently there are people who have died and they're sent to this other realm, and then they have to go on these missions for some dude.
Like Star Trek, kind of.
Yeah, and I don't know. It didn't really do it for me, but I can see it's well written, and I'm sure if you've liked the Challengers in the past, you will enjoy this. And who did the art? Because the art was really good. Andy Kubert. So yeah, Andy Kubert does the art, so you know it's fantastic looking book.
Yeah, really good art. He did Master Race. No, he didn't. Yeah, was he? Yeah,
he helped out with Master Race. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, good book. I won't be picking up any further, but that's just because it doesn't fit in my taste.
Yep.
So Mike, I guess that's everything.
Wow. All right. Well, in case anyone's wondering, they can find me at Fortress Ricker on Twitter. And where can the people find you, Chris?
Well, if you want to find just me, you can find me at Fortress Chris. If you want to find the show on the internet, you can go to fortresscomicnews.com, where everything we do is posted on that website, or Twitter at FCN_official, where everything we do is also posted. And then if you are so inclined and you want to throw us a buck or two and help us out with some of the stuff we do here and help us grow, patreon.com/FortressComicNews. And remember, if you're already listening to the show, it's already happened, but Mondays at 6 o'clock, the show first premieres on Twitch at twitch.tv/FortressComicNews. That'll be the first place you can see the show. After that, it goes live on YouTube and iTunes, as well as other podcast services. So if you want to watch us on Twitch, do it there. If you want to watch us other places, do all the fun stuff there to help us out, the thumbs up, the subscribes, the reviews, all that stuff. And thank you, everybody, because the last episode, Jeff Lemire destroyed every other show we've done. So
as expected.
Hopefully we got a bunch of new listeners here. And if we did, thanks for joining us here. We're having a fun time. And it's been amazing to watch the show grow. So hopefully you stick around even longer, because Jeff Lemire is only the beginning.
Yes, just the beginning.
So, bye, everybody.
See ya.
We're going to fade away from Mike and music.